Yo, what is up, everybody? It's the dude, it's the rebel, it's the guy steps next level. It's your boy here, Keenan Sergeant, aka Level 92. What up? And welcome everybody to another KeeKlip episode. This here is KeeKlip number 77, and this is the second episode for season 2 of KeeKlips. Yes, second season, and it's already running good so far. And just before I get to what I'm about to talk about, let's do a little recap. We have looked over on the first episode of the season 2 KeeKlip number 76. We basically looked at a real classic NES game, the Excite Bike, a really nice dirt track motocross type game, kind of just a regular flat surface going in one direction. I really don't see how this dirt track in, but it's still a good game. You know, basically racing to get the lowest time and also get in first place. Good classic, and also get to design your own track. Pretty awesome. Loved it. Kept it. And hopefully if y'all missed it, check it out. And so today, for this review, I was going to do a game. I had a good game in mind, but you know, I thought I want to do this first. Basically another key vlog. And word of the wise to all my gamers out there and also collectors. Goodwills, thrift stores, flea markets. Best places to find rarest games and rarest toys. But for me, it's going to be the games. And honestly, I really never thought, you know, I never really thought that Goodwills, thrift stores, and flea markets like that, I really didn't think they would actually sell things like that. You know, I thought it was just mainly clothes. But a really good story on this. It was, yeah, this is actually 2014, probably around March or April, one of those months. But I was going to my grandma's house one day, and I stopped by the Goodwill just for some reason. I was like, all right, you know what? I know it's been here for years. I just want to see what they had and see what it's all about. And so once I step in, you know, the only thing you're going to be, the one I go to, the one thing you're going to be seeing when you step in there mostly is the clothes. You have the clothes, you got some, maybe some furniture, a little bit of appliance, you know, just kind of mixed up stuff. And so, yeah, so then I go all the way to the back, and you know, I see a whole lot of these old toys. I'm like, wow, these are toys I had when I was a kid. And there was a couple games on the rack. Most of them were either PS2 or Xboxes. You know, like I said, for the first time, you know, I didn't expect games like that, you know, to be on there. But the one thing I did buy there was they had 2 Game Boys. It was a Game Boy Advance SP and a Game Boy Advance itself. It was a pink one and the pink Advance and the SP Blue. And also, I was able to find Tony Hawk Project 8, which I will be doing probably soon, somewhere soon. I don't know, but just for the head up. Yeah, found Project 8, and I also bought the Game Boy SP, which came with 2 games, or I kind of switched the games up, kind of sneaking in there. It was SSX Tricky and Super Mario Brothers 3, and all that came to about $13. I'm thinking, man, this actually a sweet deal, because I think the Game Boy was 10 and the Project 8 was $3. You know, and still after that day, you know, I'm kind of thinking to myself, you know, I kind of want to go back there, you know. It's weird that I actually found a Game Boy Advance SP, which didn't work, but then I got it to work. Had to change the battery. Kind of hard to find one of those. But, yeah, it was just nice to see something old, or not old, but, you know, someone that's, like, recent, and still able to buy it for cheap. And I can, like, go to the game store right now and probably be, like, 3 or 2 times the price of that. But the other day, I was like, yes. And so, I think I went back there after a week or so, and I also found some. I found an NES game. No, I think the first time I forgot to mention, I did see a Game Gear game. I didn't have Game Gear, but in cases, I should have bought it. It would have been awesome. But then the second time I went there, I found a NES game and another PS2 game. It was Twisted Metal Head On and baseball, which I so rarely play. But still, you know, like I said, the fact that I actually found a whole classic game, a really good classic game, at a Goodwill. And so I bought that, bought the Head On, and it all came to about $6. So in my mind is, okay, it's like they sell games super cheap. And I mean, some of the games I bought at the Goodwill, you know, they don't have like everything from like the booklets. They basically just have the CD and the case itself, so didn't matter. And so until that day, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to Goodwills, you know, from here on out because you don't know what you're gonna be finding. And then the other time, there's another one here at my house. I found some other cool shit too. I found 3 comics. And yeah, 3 comics and one of those plug and play games, which I will be using in this season. It'd probably be my first one. But and I think the comic books were like $1 each, and then the it was a Miss Pac-Man plug and play, and that was like $2. So still, you know, finding rare, well, not really rare, but you know, find some like certain things you never think you actually find at Goodwill, and especially at a reasonable price. That's one thing you also gotta look out for, especially when it comes to games and old ones. Love it. And so about all that, and I started going there more often. I've been buying a whole lot of games from there. I think I found a toy once. I really don't know about that, but and then it came to a thrift stores, and this one, now thrift store and a Goodwill, they're kind of, in a way, they're kind of the same. It's just more, I think a thrift store is like more, I gotta find that word. I'm not trying to say liable, but they're kind of, it's more legit, you know. They still have a whole lot of other things, you know, besides clothes. I think they're kind of more up to date with their stuff, you know, from like TVs and all, whatever crap. But, yeah, so I went there for the first time, and I bought, so I think, I wonder if I bought, no, it wasn't a game chair, but I did buy that though. And I remember I bought a Megazord, which is the Megaforce Megazord. It's kind of small. And I know this, probably in the Exazord, it's kind of, this one of those, it's a different style Zord. You know, the other one's either like diecast or whatever, but still bought that. I bought the Lion Mecha Lion Megazord, the gray one. That, and I also found a handheld Sonic 2 Tiger Electronics game. Sorry. And I'm just like, man, this is something that I can actually get used to going through stores and Goodwills. Once again, like, it's not the fact, you know, it's reused, but, you know, and if it still works, lucky if it still works. But the fact that you're actually buying it now for a cheaper price and is reasonable, depending on what it is, what the condition is, and then also the cool thing about it is that they'll give you the chance to return it if something's messed up on it, I think. And I did donate a couple things at a Goodwills a couple times. And then, now the last but not least, flea markets. Now, the one I've been to, and a real good one, I went to Tulsa to visit my dad. And the flea market that we went to next to this diner, I happened to find a Mario Kart 64 and a Mario Kart Super Circuit. Now, the 64 one, I was able to find that anywhere, on no real. But the Super Circuit, I could rarely find. So I'm thinking, yes. And all that was like, I think the Mario Kart was like 20 or, I think it was either 20 or 30. 30, that was all good. I don't know how much. But, yeah, it was basically, it was good. It was a great deal here. Now, you really can't negotiate, but, you know, you still able to find what you gotta find. But yeah, so to word up to all the gamers out there and also collectors, go to these places, because you don't know what you're gonna find. And no, even to mention, I found the Atari 2600, the NES. I found another couple of, have I found a couple? Yeah, I found a couple of consoles. The NES one, found that for like 30, and I think I mentioned that when I did the 52 KeeKlip. And also the same with the Atari 2600. And the NES one is the luckiest find. Because once again, you can find it in a game store, and they sell it for like twice as much. But this one was $30. And I just cried. I was just happy. Because like once I bought it, I was like, you know what? Once that moment comes from my KeeKlips, I'm doing it. Also same with Atari. But yeah, still, you know, go to these Goodwills. Go to flea markets. Go to thrift stores. you can find a whole lot of good stuff. I mean, I did, and now I've actually vowed myself to do this three or four times a week. You know, it makes better for me because, you know, I can do other stuff during the day. I meant to do this in the morning and then go home, take a picture on it, put it on Instagram, pow, like it. And right here, this will be the end of KeeKlip number 76. And yes, 78, I will get a game. I think I found the game I'm going to do. And hopefully I will not disappoint you guys. So, hope y'all liked the video. So, it will also be appreciated to me that if you guys can like and comment on this video, and also subscribe to me on the top of the bio, wherever the link is. You can also find me on Facebook. I'm Keenan Sargent, or facebook.com/dude1192. Find me also on Twitter and on Instagram. Dude1192 right there. And until next time, stay tuned for 78. I'll see you when I see y'all. Stay awesome. Peace.